From Queens College, a championship is on the line and an opportunity to get to the NCAA tournament as one of the top teams, Leman, takes on the Cinderella Hunter Hawks, looking to move on to the NCAA tournament. This is the 2024 Cunyac Men's Soccer Final on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Alongside David Horn, I'm John Perez. David, Hunter comes in as the Cinderella seed. They are the 6th seed in this tournament. They're the true underdogs, knocked off the 2 and the 3 seed, and they're riding high.
They had such a tough regular season, only winning against Medgar Evers in York to just clinch their way into the playoffs at the number 6 seed, and then go against Baruch, get a revenge game, get that win, and then go into overtime against CCNY, get that win, and now they're here at the big stage.
Yeah, if we're to look at Hunter's season at a glance and how we got to this point, 7th place in the Cunyac, 6th seed, 11th Cunyac final appearance. They're 4-6 in these championship games, looking for their first title since 2010.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a tell. This is Dan Sinelli's first time in this game with this team, but he believes that this is the most talented side that he's ever had with the Hawks, and he feels lucky that today is going to be the day.
Yeah, he's been excited, to say the least, ever since we spoke to him in the middle of the week and just couldn't wait for the game to get started. Well, we're moments away from that. But let's go over to Leman. 8-6-2 on the year, tied for the regular season title. And the Leman Lightning, they feel that they have been the team of destiny, although it hasn't been as hard as a road. Co-champions with CCNY. They've won 5 in a row, knocking off Brooklyn 2-0 in the semifinal.
Yeah, one of their statement wins this season was in the last game of the regular season against Baruch, getting that win to be able to clinch the regular season title. And they have a very distinct way of playing, but they haven't played away from home in quite a while. So today will be a test here on the beautiful campus of Queens College.
Well, David, if one of these teams is going to move on to the next round, what do you want to see out of them in the next 90 minutes?
Well, I want to see them both stick to their system. For Hunter, it's trust that system. Sinelli ball is in full effect. Wins in the last 2 games have completely proved it, especially against teams that they'd already lost to and were ranked higher than them. They also have to move the ball upfield as much as they can. They struggle to generate offense, so pushing the ball forward on counterattacks will give them chances on net. And lastly, take advantages of set pieces and different types of spills. They scored off a header against CCNY and Leman, and they've been vulnerable in the back. Leman have and winning the first ball, and Baruch ended up scoring against them in that way. For Leman College, they have to keep playing the game and be physical. Hunter is a type of team that can get a little bit worked up very easily, so rattling them and frustrating them will be a way to go. In addition, long balls and crosses are going to be huge. The backline, Buttrius Ball and Nakinlapo Linda are some of the best accurate passers at the center back position. They dictate the offense and run it. And then pierce the gaps in the midfield. Let Muhammad Ali Segoba and Adam Kowalski do the rest in the midfield. 16 goals and assists between the two of them, and they really dictate the field and control the tempo of the offense.
We're moments away from first touch. Mascots abound. This crowd has been buzzing. The Leman crowd has been here since the women's game, and the men are hoping to bring their hardware back to the Bronx. With that said, let's send it down to the field for the starting lineups and the presentation of the regular season championship trophy.
Now entering the pitch, the Lehman College Lightning and the Hunter College Hawks. Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the teams, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the regular season champions and invite the coaches and the team captains of the Lehman College Lightning to accept from Mr. Michael Sporton, the regular season championship plaque. Congratulations to the Lehman College Lightning. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
The heart is a blue, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, the regular season champion, Lehman College Lightning.
Traffic is stuck, and you're not moving anywhere.
And now let's meet the Hunter College Hawks. The head coach is Daniel Cinelli. The assistants are William Cartagena and Evan Reef-Snyder. And now let's meet the players. Number 7, Musa Fiseru. Number 9, Salil Eldin. Number 15, Rafael Villaacres. Number 18, Aiden Vera. Number 20, Nathalie Napo. Number 21, Nabil Esafi. Number 26, Kevin Velez. Number 28, Jonathan Bravo. Number 29, Marwan Awad. Number 30, David Zlabinski. Number 32 or 33, depending on what day of the week it is, Marcus De Pompey. Number 38, Max Silalitsky. And now the starting lineup for the Hunter College Hawks. Number 8, Bradley Espejo. Number 10, Ahmed Abukar. Number 11, Ben Havakuk. Number 12, Kenneth Ortiz. Number 13, Connor Sullivan. Number 17, Christian Rodriguez. Number 19, Leonardo Kaplan. Number 22, Abdul Al-Maghrabi. Number 23, Robin Sebastian. Number 27, Samuel Benson. And in goal for the Hunter College Hawks, number 1, Matthew Heimowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hunter College Hawks. And their opponents, the Lehman College Lightning. The head coach, Toma Gorshevich. The assistant, Zoran Milajevic. And now let's meet the players. Number 5, Rahman Abdulher. Number 6, Rashid Sharif. Number 8, Brandon Dennis. Number 10, Alberto Lara Garcia. Number 14, Dalton Charlton. Number 15, McLean Obioha. Number 16, Victor De Oliveira. Number 18, Ian Lanter. Number 20, Cosmas Fertita Bautis. Number 22, Meheza Aviri. Number 24, Amadou Kone. Number 25, Ibrahim Kone. Number 26, Jordi Vargas. Number 27, Jesus Hernandez. And the starting lineup for the Lehman College Lightning. Number 2, Gabriel Arful. Number 3, Buttress Ba. Number 4, Nalikanifo Linda. Number 7, Alexander Egyaman. Number 9, Bright Taki. Number 13, Hamid Gado. Number 17, Rene Lopez. Number 19, Joseph Irimola Opensanwo. Number 21, Cameron Dennis. Number 23, Mohammed Ali Sagova. And in goal for the Lehman College Lightning, number 99, Andres Berajas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lehman College Lightning, shake hands, gentlemen, and have a great match.
introduction here at Queens College, and of course, the buzz is palpable. Hunter and Leman, a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. Hunter looking for its first Cunyac title since 2010, and for Leman, second appearance in the last 3 seasons, looking for Cunyac title number 5. Let's take a look at the standings this year. Leman, the top of the conference, and then a shifty Baruch team. And David, we're looking at this. How did Hunter get to this point? Only 2 wins in the regular season, but boy, they're really rounding into form at the right time of year.
John, I'd like to say it's belief in the system. Things started to kind of click together. Off the season, it was a little bit of a rough season for the Hawks. They finally started to bring things together towards the end with wins over rivals Baruch, which really amped them up. And then going into City College, getting the win in extra time. And then they're all the way here. They're feeling good about today.
You mentioned a little bit of luck. That brings us over to Hunter's head coach, Dan Sinelli. And he's somebody that, has his superstitions, but I think a little bit of luck as well. Involved in that, David, I know you've got a little bit more with that.
Yes, Dan Sinelli went on the train earlier today, and he chose, let me take a different train than today. And he was like, I need to find my lucky penny. I get a lucky penny before every single game. He was worried he wasn't going to find it. He sat down on the train and he looked to the left of his phone, and there it was, the lucky penny that hopefully will bring him to victory.
I just wonder how many of those lucky pennies that he had were in the middle of his couch, and now he just doesn't have anymore because he's already used them. But hey, it takes a little bit more than skill. You need some luck at this time of the year.
100%, but he's feeling confident about his team. They've worked on it in practice. They've, worked everything out, and we're ready to go here at Queens College.
Leman wearing the home whites with the gold pinstripes, and Hunter in their vintage purple and yellow. And away we go here at Queens College as Beatrice Baugh, the junior from Taft High School, sends it up the field. These are 2 teams that have complementary styles. We'll see different formations as well. Leman started the year in a 4-5-1 and then switched it around, would play a diamond at times, then a 4-3-3, and they're able to adjust on the fly as
Hunter have done exactly the same thing. They started out the season in a 3-5-2 with 5 across the back as wingbacks and then 2 strikers with Salil Eldon and Ben Avakuk, but then they've switched things around, and now they're rocking with a 4-5-1 as Espejo tries to deliver that to Kaplan, who finds himself around.
Yeah, Leo Kaplan, a shot save early on by the Leman keeper in Andreas Barajas. 8-5-2, the sophomore out of Port Chester with a .757 save percentage, and Hunter right off a jump street testing the Leman keeper.
Oh, they're bringing the energy today. They have a certain feeling about today, and set pieces are going to be a big part of it. They scored off of a set piece against City College, and they're looking to do the same here.
Christian Rodriguez, a sophomore from Lancaster, PA, takes the corner. And then headed out by the opposite 17, Rene Lopez. Zamed Abukar, and now Leman on the counter. And an early whistle, and you just could sense the emotions for these teams. And David, the first 5 minutes is always a litmus test for these teams because you're feeling each other out, but you want to get the emotions in check. I know there's some butterflies. You just don't want to do too much too early on.
No, 100%. And Hunter is a side that is known to be very emotional. They've gotten red cards in the season. They've picked up unnecessary challenges. And for Leman, they're a very physical side. So if things get out of hand early, it could be trouble for both sides.
Hunter on the counter.
Sullivan still giving chase. He's been known to go on, as I like to call them, gallivants.
Well, Sullivan, a senior from Brooklyn Tech. Center back, Dan Sinelli says he's been outstanding. Might be one of the top 2 defenders in the league. And I'm sure if you ask Sinelli, he doesn't feel like he's number 2. On the cross, nobody home, and Hunter trying to track it down. And on the toe tap, it's Abdullah Al-Maghrabi.
Al-Maghrabi on the right-hand side has been influential, especially in that CCNY game, trying to cultivate good chances.
Sam Benson into the box. Flag is up on the offside, and Hunter just ahead of the fray, as that was Ben Avakuk.
Yeah, Avacook called offside there. However, Leman are the team in the Cunyac Conference that's been called offside the most. They try and direct balls in through their midfield and try and get their winners off and running. You see Ben Avacook in the middle of your screen, number 11. He's the central forward, but he drops a little bit in towards the midfield to try and receive the ball at times and try and cultivate more for his team.
Yeah, Avacook, 7 goals, 1 assist, 15 points. Didn't play in the semifinals due to yellow cards. But now on the field for the most important game of Hunter's season. Sent all the way up the field and a first opportunity for their keeper, Matthew Heimowitz, senior out of Great Neck. And he's been in a boot all week. Wasn't sure if he was going to play, but eventually cleared. And now getting the start in the Cunyac final.
Yeah, Heimowitz, an all-star keeper for the Hawks last season, and was splitting some time with freshman goalkeeper Max Sigelnitsky during the course of the season, but ended up winning the job back. Sigelnitsky just fine with learning from him for now, but is ready if he's ever needed upon, which he was in the last game. He was injured against CCNY in extra time, and Sigelnitsky came in, did the job, and the Hawks ended up getting the win and moving on.
Yeah, Sigelnitsky, how about this for your backup keeper? 3-2-0, a .692 save percentage, and 27 saves on the season for the freshman from Queens.
And, John, I believe he's also the first striker to goalkeeper position that I have ever seen in my entire life. He's been put in to press at times when the Hawks have been down a couple players. Ben Avacook was down with an injury to his left knee earlier in the season, and he's been doing the job.
One of the many wonderful things about the CUNY Athletic Conference is just show up to games, and you'll see something you've never seen before in your life. And I think a striker to keeper is just one of those many things.
And a great job by Sam Benson down the right sideline as he hit it off of Mohamed Alsagova for a goal kick. Well, Benson has to be careful there. He was a little eager after winning that last ball, but still a rookie and playing in a new position. Typically a striker when he came into the Hawks, but has been moved into a center back / right back position.
Linda sends it off to Patrice Ba, the junior from Taft High School. Missed some time with a separated shoulder. Second time that he separated that left shoulder, number 3 in white for Leman.
And he was a crucial player both this season and last for Leman, so we're glad to see him back in the white and gold.
Espejo drops it off. Christian Rodriguez. Here's Espejo over the top. And just out of the reach of Leo Kaplan. Boy, Kaplan, only a freshman, but always seems to have a step in front of the last defender.
He plays with a certain type of tenacity that I don't know if I've ever seen from anybody in this conference. He wants it more than anybody else on that field, and you can see it through every touch and every kick of the ball that he does. But on that one, just evaded him a little bit, tried taking it inside instead of taking it out, using the left to try and finish.
And Kaplan had some nagging injuries, started the first 11 games, and has slowly been coming back. And it's funny, David, at this time of the year, nobody is 100% healthy. You're just hoping that your percentages of health are higher than the other teams.
Yes, 100%. And both teams seem to just about be 100% healthy, minus Brandon Dennis of Lehman College, who was a late scratch today, as there's a late challenge from Robin Sebastian. But for the most part, everybody is here. Connor Sullivan, the starting center back for the Hawks, had he was sick in the middle of the week and said that he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play, but his teammates joked with him and said it'll be your flu game.
If Hunter wins this game and you look back at it years from now, he won't even remember that he was sick. He'll just remember that elation. Free kick for Leman. Linda to take it. Sends it into the box, and Heimowitz scoops it up.
Now that delivery wasn't inch perfect, but we can expect more of those types of balls from Lekinnapo Linda. Him and Patrice Ba are two of the best passers from the center back's position in the entire conference, and that's how they like to run their offense. McGraby whistled.
Free kick for Leman. That's Cameron Dennis. So it'll move from right mid to center mid. Usually likes to play the 6 and can jump on a lot of guys, has a good boot.
Lehman's going to try and look for some disruption in the middle of the box here.
Cameron Dennis steps into it, right into the temple of Bradley Espejo. Long shot, Arful, and Heimowitz catches it at the apex of his leap.
Heimowitz with the stop for Hunter College.
Well, with Heimowitz in goal, he definitely likes to move a lot quicker with the ball and try and get rid of it quickly, as he just does there, in comparison to Sigonitsky, who likes to calm it down with the feet. But for Leman, what they like to do with their offense, they get it to their center backs, who like to spray balls out towards the outside just like that, and also work it into the middle, with Adam Kowalski and Muhammad Ali Sagoba being the two that they like to run their offense through. They're their orchestrators. They're their maestros.
Open Sunwell with the shot.
And last delivery
Heimowitz
from
with the
Joe
stop.
Adamola up in Swaho, the junior transfer from BMCC. Grew up in Queens, and then, of course, playing for the Panthers. Won a Cunyac title last year, and now looking to do the same for the Lehman Lightning. That BMCC program, and it doesn't need to just be soccer, but seems to be a good feeder program for four-year schools, in particular for the athletes that are used to the CUNY system, being a student first and foremost, and then taking their talents to the next level and helping the 4 years, and he's one of the latest examples of that. Arful slides ahead. And then a miss, but a handball.
Yeah, Kowalski unlucky. Whistled on that call, but he's going to be one to watch out for, wearing the captain's armband today as a sophomore, and he's really just done a sensational job in the midfield. They try and move the ball through him, try and get it out to their wingers, who spray crosses back in towards the center.
Here's Connor Sullivan with a 101 fever. Sends it over. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that actually is. But he's been going through it this week.
And for Hunter, they'll stay back and let the center back spray and try and collapse the space in between. There's Ahmed Abukar winning the ball on the far sideline. He usually tucks in a little bit to stay closer towards the center back pairings, especially in defense.
Kowalski sending it to your side towards Cameron Dennis. A couple of defenders in there for Hunter, and led by Leo Kaplan.
Great touch by Kenny Ortiz to get it out there. He's had a couple saves already in this contest. This is the type of position where Hunter seems to find themselves in a couple times, with their wing backs being Abdullah Al-Maghrabi and Ahmed Abukar. And when they're playing really well, they're able to escape out of those pockets of space really well, just as they're doing right here.
Al-Maghrabi, the cross, Braitaki right there. Here's Avakuk trying to stick with it, and Barajas plucks it out of the air.
Yeah, Avakuk didn't play in the last game, but he's been known to like to go on some dribbles of his own, sometimes when he has other options. But if there's anybody that can dribble through people, it's him.
On the counter, Espejo. Espejo trying to knife inside. Good defense by Cameron Dennis. Dennis always seems to be in fourth gear.
Yeah, 100%.
Open Swaho. And then a flag up, a whistle, and a foul. Open Swaho taking the brunt of it.
Yeah, a bit of a late call. Al-Maghrabi thought that he had the ball on that one, as it seems like he did actually. It's a throw. Rodriguez, bit of a wayward pass. He's going to need to be tight in the center of the park. It's going to be a midfield battle today. It'll be between Rodriguez, Kaplan, and Espejo. And on the other side, it'll be Dennis Kowalski and Agayume.
And we were talking to both coaches, but mostly for Lehman's head coach, Toma Goshevich. he seems to be someone that's ready to adapt and make switches on the fly. And you've seen that formationally, right? 4-5-1, 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1. It's unbelievable the amount of flexibility that he gives this team, but also he's not afraid to switch it up at a moment's notice.
No, not at all. And that's something that you need. I mean, as soccer is such a fluid game and it's always moving, but if something isn't working and it doesn't budge, you got to be able to move on to the next best thing.
Patrice Ba working against Al-Maghrabi, and Al-Maghrabi able to jar it free, then trying to clear.
And wins a goal kick for the Hawks. That's huge. The bench loves that.
There is Toma Goshevich trying to lead this team to the NCAA tournament again, and you just talk to him for 2 or 3 minutes, and the passion for soccer just oozes through him.
Yeah, that's a theme here for both coaches, which you absolutely love to see, especially in the Cunyac Conference. Dan Sinelli, as well, just a student of the game.
Kowalski trying to nudge it ahead. Avakuk.
Ran out of room.
That was one thing that Leman mentioned, too. Use the sidelines as the extra defender, if you can, and try and, force throw-ins. Don't make it easy. Don't give any leeway to Hunter and their midfielders.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting to see how that exactly plays out, because Hunter like to play very wide with their wingbacks, mainly Abdullah Al-Maghrabi and Ahmed Abukar. And once the ball gets out there, they can be tough to do, and especially trying to use that sideline as that extra defender.
Long shot outside the box, and a save by Heimowitz. Cameron Dennis trying to open up the scoring. Dennis, 6 points on the season, a couple of goals and 2 assists.
Abukar on the far sideline. He took a knock in the last game against City College towards the end of it, and ended up just clearing out every ball that he got after that because he couldn't really dribble upfield and do any damage.
Dan Sinelli said last game was Abukar's best game as a Hunter Hawk.
Spejo tried to kick into the next gear there to get that ball. Especially as a senior, he wants his Cunyac championship. It would be his first.
Linda up the field.
Beautiful ball. And that's what Leman can do to you. It'll be Linda for the most part spraying the ball. He's an All-American type of player and can deliver it to all parts of the field.
Pass the 40-50 ball through the air, and yeah, Bogosevich nominated him for All-American. We'll see where that goes, but certainly one of the top defenders in the Cunyac. And you don't get to this point in the season without defending. And here is Linda for the throw. Trying to turn around, Ali Segota. Linda and Espejo, do-si-do. And back to Patrice Ba.
Yeah, that's going to be a matchup we'll like to see all game. Linda, a sensational defender. Bradley Espejo didn't have his best season in terms of the statistics this year, but still making all the difference.
Heimowitz stepping in front of Rene Lopez. And then lofts it straight in the air.
Yeah, Espejo last season was second in the conference in terms of goals and assists. This year, just 4 goals, 4 assists. And didn't start in some of the games, but the passion for it all is still right there.
Espejo.
Avakuk likes to go down to receive. Now try and play a ball over the top. Didn't really have a runner, just wanted to send it forward.
Yeah, Leo Kaplan, the closest Hawk, before Barajas able to send the ball up the field.
Yeah, Kaplan's going to be one of those instrumental players for the Hawks this game. He didn't actually play against Lehman. He skipped out on all of the Cunyac play, so he's been a secret weapon for Hunter in the playoffs. There's
Rene Lopez. Good throw-in. And Kaplan heads it back, and we'll do it again.
As the ball scoots out, John, one of the keys for Lehman that we mentioned is that taking advantage of winning the second ball and trying to get spills of the ball is going to be crucial. Hunter's been known to do that sort of thing.
Well, Lehman with an opportunity. Here's Joe Agamon. Can't, and then whistle. Halting play and the foul against Lehman.
It was a close call, but the Hunter defense looked confident with it. Seemed like he took a bit of a tumble a little too early. Errant pass from Heimowitz, though.
And all the way through. And Heimowitz. Second chance of redemption. Espejo. Trying to slide it ahead. Avakuk. Ben Avakuk, 15 points on the season, slides ahead. And Kaplan off the deflection. Ball's got a lot of English on it, but Linda's right there to clear.
Yeah, that took a hop in favor of Leman. Barajas was out of his goal, and if Hunter was able to capitalize on that, a wide open chip was available.
Yakinfo Linda.
You see Kowalski coming in towards the center of the Queens College logo to try and receive.
Braitaki, the captain, coming near side. And Cameron Dennis, the sophomore, floats it into the box. Heimowitz is there. Ball's loose. And a collision between Heimowitz down low and Rene Lopez. The ball goes out of play for a goal kick, and Lopez a little shaken up.
Yeah, those types of balls are very dangerous, John. But it was a beautiful delivery from Cameron Dennis, as you see, over the head of Abukar. And it just looks like both of them collided into each other. It looked like he was on the bottom of it, and Heimowitz came above top and possibly clipped an ankle. One of those 50-50 balls where both are going for the ball. Both ended up missing, though. It'll be a goal kick.
The Lehman team that has a high potent offense, in fact, second in the league in goals scored this season, and really ratcheting it up as of late, and Hunter right behind them as well. Both of these teams, 23 goals scored this season. Hunter's played a few more matches than Lehman, however.
Yeah, well, you notice the difference, but the difference in the standings is so instrumental. So what's going wrong? The problem is the goals allowed, actually. Hunter has been letting up some late game goals. That's how Lehman got the win against them last time, an 83rd minute goal. And for Lehman, they've allowed the least amount of goals in the conference with 19. Hunter has played in a lot of very, very close games, one goal, 2 goal, especially in the Cunyac Conference. So although their record was not great in the conference, they felt like their quality of play was a lot higher than they were showing.
Yeah, winning 3-2 in the semifinals, beating Baruch in penalty kicks 3-0 in that extra session. This has been a team that has gotten some good breaks. They've put themselves in a position, and now just trying to get the ball out of their own defensive end.
And you can't disrespect Leman either. They're undefeated in Cunyac play.
Now the regular season champs as Ba sends it in, parried back out. Abukar gives chase, rounding over Leo Kaplan.
Good ball from Kaplan.
Avakuk, do-si-do with Arful. And then finally get some help from Bright Taki. Taki, the senior from New Visions High School.
Oh, great play by Espejo trying to win that ball. No whistle against him, though. Good play by Dennis.
And Dennis slows it down. Over to Ba, and now back to Linda. Sophomore from Bronx Aerospace. A lot of these student athletes and rightfully so for Leman coming from the Bronx. Hunter getting a hodgepodge from the different boroughs.
Yeah, something that Dan Sinelli said that he loves about the Cunyac Conference, especially at his time with Bronx Community College, was the diversity of players, both from different places in the city and nationalities and all of those sorts.
Heimowitz with the short hop after the shot from Kowalski.
Yeah, and for Dan Sinelli, that was partially why he wanted this Hunter job so badly. He saw an opening while he was on vacation with his family right before COVID, and he applied for the job, ended up getting it after a couple interviews, and it was a dream come true for him once he got the position. He always wanted to coach at the NCAA level.
In fact, he went to school for it.
He was a former player at FDU. Both of these coaches, actually, Tomagosevic as well.
Ball slid back. And now Hunter ranging near side. Al McRobbie. Ba escorts it over to Barajas.
Well, Leman have now dominated the possession after Hunter had their chances very, very early within the first 5 minutes or so of this match. And now Leman is starting to take a little bit more possession and try and dictate it through their center backs and their midfielders.
Linda on the far side to Taki. And Kowalski. Little chip, Al McRobbie and Heimowitz. Just like we saw on that end. Hunter does the same.
Yeah, Hunter will elect to play out of the back 9 times out of 10 if they can help it. But some of the problems with playing out of the back is they don't move the ball up the field as much as they would like to, so they have to rely on counterattacks and big breaks.
Here's Linda. And there's Heimowitz again.
Yeah, what Linda is looking for is his right winger, Rene Lopez, who is one of the fastest players in the entire conference. This is something that has worked a bunch against other Cunyac teams, but Matthew Heimowitz is a very smart goalkeeper. He knows exactly when to come out of his goal as Sullivan sends a wayward clearance.
Yeah, rare miscue for Hunter. Joe Adamola Apenswahu to fire it in. Or at least he'll give it off to Linda.
Yeah, Leman is going to try and run everything through Linda today. He's one of the stars of their team and an All-American for a reason, a long throw-in.
Flipped in. But Aguiman couldn't locate it. And now Espejo gets past Linda and trying to work past Dennis. Still has it. Flag is up.
Yeah, frustration for Espejo. He plays very physical, and he knows that Leman does as well. So he was upset to get whistled for that.
Ball deflected, and Heimowitz falls on top of it, keeping the shutout intact.
Yeah, but that type of frustration is what Leman wants to see from Hunter. They get riled up a lot easier than the Lightning do. So if they can continue to be physical and force Hunter into mistakes, that's where they can do some damage.
Under 20 minutes to play first half. Still scoreless, although there's been opportunities. Avakuk sends it in the direction of Kaplan.
Ball.
But Arful starts the defensive movement for Leman.
And sometimes you can deliver a beautiful ball, but this Leman defense is sensational. 19 goals allowed on the season for a reason. They are locked down.
Abukar and Lopez. A little shove afterwards, too. Abukar to Lopez.
Yeah, that could be a bit of frustration from Abukar as well. He hasn't gotten too many touches on the ball here in the first half. They haven't been switching the ball too often towards his side.
Patrias Ba. Linda steps in.
Yeah, great step by Linda. Well, both of these coaches believe in their game plan to the utmost degree. And it's just going to be a tale of who makes more mistakes, as both game plans are so technically sound and they fit their players so well individually.
This will be a fun one. Avacook against Linda. Avacook with some space. Looking for the cross. He's got a few in there. Al-Megrabi shoots and scores! Pretty finish on the feed from Avacook, and Hunter strikes first.
Well, what a ball in towards the center. Ben Avacook down with Nakinlapo. Linda likes to go for the speed. Then I thought he was going to go back post. Goes on the ground to Al-Megrabi. Kisses it off the post. 1-0 Hunter.
In what has been a Cinderella postseason for Hunter, the number 6 seed with the first punch in the Cunyac final.
The Hunter College
Dantonelli has said it time and time again that the talent level on this side is the best in the conference. As Lou Eldon tries to win a corner, ends up giving up a goal kick.
Soccer's an interesting sport, isn't it? Lehman has possession for what seems like the last 10 minutes and trying to get shots off. Hunter continuing to hold serve, and then eventually sees a crack in the Lehman defense and is able to capitalize.
John has said it in the keys to the game. Hunter needs to move the ball upfield through counterattacks. And Ben Avacook, when he saw a one-on-one opportunity, he trusts himself more than anybody else does. And he just elects to go at it himself, gets an assist to Al-Megrabi, who slots it in.
Joe Adamola Openswo takes a spill, and he'll be looked at by the training staff and favoring his finger over there. Well, we saw the goal before. Let's take a look at the points leaders this season, because Ben Avacook gets the assist, and he's been a big reason why Hunter is where they are this year. Didn't play in the semifinals. They were just hoping to get him back. And there you see Avacook, Segota, and then Bradley Espejo. These guys have been big reasons for why these teams are in the finals.
Yeah, they've been influential to their team's play throughout. And for Avacook, he hasn't played in every single game. He's been out towards yellow card suspensions, and also he had a lingering left knee injury that he was out for a couple games. But nonetheless, he's been getting points and getting goals for the Hawks. And he was a transfer in from Nassau Community College. He tried to go to the University of New Haven, a D2 school in Connecticut, but it didn't end up panning out. So Dantonelli, a Long Island native himself, tried to get Ben Avacook to come in, and here he is, and getting an assist in the championship game. And for Abdullah Al-Megrabi, who scored that goal, he definitely has to be careful. He's been known to be a little rough on that right-hand side. He's gotten a red card. It was a second yellow, actually, against Brooklyn College that sent the Hawks down to 10 men. And then afterwards, George Kufo slid in a penalty for the game-winning goal. But he's somebody that needs to be careful on the right after a challenge like this. He'll need to be wary.
We're going to take a break here while they take a look at the finger, and we'll come back at the resumption. You're watching the Cunyac Final on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Wins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Joe Ademola Openswo with a dislocated finger getting looked at by the training staff, and good to see him walk off, David Horn, and that's going to be a huge absence for Leman unless he's able to come back in there, and he just provides so much for the Lightning. 4 points this season, the transfer from BMCC, and someone who hurt himself playing in the Summer League finally got back to 100%. But now we'll miss some time. And a free kick upcoming for Leman. Cameron Dennis sends it inside. Kowalski tries to settle and then jarred out. Good job by Sam Benson. Up ahead, here come the Hawks, jostling for position. Bradley Espejo. Or check that was Salil Eldon. And Al Maghrabi, who scored the goal to put Hunter in front.
It was Vitor de Oliveira who came in for the injured. Espejo, bit of a miss hit there as Benson just tries to clear it as far as he can.
It's going to be interesting to see how the sun and I guess the atmosphere plays a factor with the shadows ranging in here at Varsity Field at Queens College. Now, if you're watching at home, you don't smell it, but over here we're dealing with the wildfires that are coming in from Jersey. But that haziness certainly played a factor in the second half of the women's game, and now with the sun setting, we'll see if that plays a difference. But for Hunter, they were able to break through, have a 1-0 lead. And now final 15 minutes to go. Leman looks for the equalizer.
Yeah, and Leman is getting the break of it. They have the sun in their eyes trying to go towards goal and the haze, while Hunter will probably have the sun set by the time it's halftime and going the other direction.
I guess that's one of the good things about daylight savings time is we're about an hour and 10 minutes away from the sun going down. Sent wide, Heimowitz calls off Al Maghrabi.
Hawks have to move quickly. A bit of a miscommunication between Sullivan and Ortiz about who was going to get that ball.
Benson, the freshman, Al Maghrabi towing the sideline. Headed down by Linda.
Leman should try and look to move on the break here. Instead, they elect to slow it down. Once they start to slow things down, they usually try and get it back to their midfield, and their midfield elects to go backwards towards their center backs, who then spray it out towards the wings. If the midfielders can turn, they'll try and play it out towards the wings, especially towards the speedy Rene Lopez.
Eldon trying to get position. Braitaki, the senior, starts it off defensively, and then Kowalski plays it back to Arfel, who shoves it up ahead. Connor Sullivan Lopez. And Rene Lopez to toss it in.
Well, for Lehman, they want to take a little bit more of their shape and try and pierce the ball into midfield a little bit more. Get Kowalski on the ball and Ali Segovia as well. They've been bringing it out towards the wings a lot, where the Hawks have a lot of their defenders lurking.
Whistle stop the clock with 12:47 in the first half. See if we get a booking, and definitely a talking to.
Sam Benson's making his case that he didn't hear a whistle. And Dennis did take a tumble for it. So he'll take the free kick. Lehman has been begging for cards for Hunter since that previous challenge.
Vitor de Oliveira against a three-man wall. Swung over. Taki tries to knock it down and then slid off to the side of the cage.
Agyemang went way up for that ball, just mistimed his jump. If he had got it right, he would have had a better chance at the net.
Lehman tried to get the substitution on, then some whistles. There's miscommunication between the table and the Lehman bench. Joseph Adamola Offenswo was there, and he was ready to go back in, and then just play resumed.
From what I'm making out, Toma Gosevic is saying that this was a hand injury, while the official is saying he has to go out for a concussion, or at least a head injury, so he has to spend more time out, is what I'm getting at. And Toma is furious about it. And so is Adamola Apoansu.
I agree with Toma here.
I do as well, yes.
There was no concussion-like symptoms or anything like that. He was holding his hand the entire time. So Lehman on the corner, and Heimowitz picks it up.
And this time, Heimowitz smartly decides to wait a second, let his team get upfield a little bit. He had nobody there. Bit of a miscue from Al-Maghrabi on that pass.
That was Lehman's first corner kick from that end of the field. Shots in favor of the Lightning, 6-2, but the one goal coming from Abdullah Al-Maghrabi. And now a down player for Lehman is Cameron Dennis, favoring his right leg.
Yeah, I think he took a hip check from Salih Eldon, who bodied him off the ball. And that's what he's telling the official right now, who just needs, seems like he's okay, he just needs a second to get his mojo back. I see Espejo trying to go one-on-one here.
Here's Espejo looking for the cross. But right into the foot of Linda. Trying to clear towards Vito de Oliveira. And a collision again. A whistle.
And now two Hawks down. It's Espejo and Rodriguez. Espejo seemed like he just got clipped in the back of the foot. And Rodriguez got tripped up and won the free kick.
He got the worst of it. Let's take another look.
Yeah, on that play, Rodriguez got to it first, and it looked like it was Ali Segovia who tripped him up. But the Hawks, their natural lefty is Leo Kaplan, who is nowhere to be found. Instead, it'll be Espejo to take an outswinger. They'll look for a big bopper. Salua Anden scored on a header from his last game.
Goes right into the three-man wall and a throw in for Hunter.
Now, I see that as an opportunity wasted for the Hawks. They took a little bit more time, loaded some people up into the box. They could have had a good chance at net.
Al-Maghrabi, a trip and a push. And a corner kick for the Hawks.
Yeah, Dennis is getting shaken up. That time, he was the one who gave up the corner. It seemed like he clipped a little bit of Sebastian as well.
Here's Christian Rodriguez. 2 assists on the season. Was originally recruited out of Pennsylvania. Club player at Drexel. Deciding to continue his career at Hunter. And there is Andreas Barajas.
Good defense by Kaplan in the center to prevent a counterattack, and let's see if he can move it forward.
Espejo, shot high.
And the bench is loving what they saw out of Leo Kaplan. But now here's Leman going down the other way.
Patrias Bot.
Yeah, Rodriguez is so technically sound in the center. He plays a lot of futsal. And that's why he's just so good with the feet. He doesn't play the ball in the air too often unless it's a set piece. Eldon now whistled for a foul.
Lindo with the left boot. Towards Bot. Into the corner, and then Hunter clears and sends it to the parking lot.
Benson, no nonsense. Tried to send that back to Manhattan.
Unless you got bus fare, it's got a long way to go. Long throw in. Espejo skies it in the air, but doesn't leave the 18. De Oliveira.
Yeah, that's something that Espejo has done multiple times before. His clearances are, up instead of out, especially with the outside of the boot.
Espejo out-leaping Dennis. Eldon. Talk about the size mismatch, but Dennis, and that was one thing that Gosevic said about both Dennis twins, is that they're both 5'6", but they play with the big boys, and they're not afraid to go up against the Giants.
100%, and that's kind of the case for this entire Lehman squad. They got a lot of heart to them, and they're not the tallest squad, but they definitely get the job done.
Bot.
Intricate passing by Leman.
Heimowitz coming out, whistle as the flag is up for the offside.
Yeah, I think Ortiz was there as well. Heimowitz quick off his line. He always has been. But escaped with an offside call as well. Yeah, it was unclear if Heimowitz was going to play today after receiving the knock in the last game. But nonetheless, he's here today. And there was no way that he was going to miss this game. Not for the life of him, especially as a senior.
Espejo.
Great tackle by Muhammad Ali Sagoba.
And then Heimowitz across midfield. And Benson going down. Benson, a Queens native. He comes from Astoria Soccer Club, and found him through the system, said Dan Sinelli. Offered an academic scholarship to Hunter, then reached out, and instead of being recruited, he kind of recruited himself to play for Hunter, and it's been working out for the Hawks so far this year. 2 assists in his first year with the program.
Yeah, that's the case with a lot of these Hawks players. They want to continue playing, especially at the D3 level. There's so much else going on besides athletics. You are not just an athlete, you are a student. A lot of these players are, all sorts of different majors. Connor Sullivan, I know, is journalism and psychology. We have comp sci majors here. We have all different types of majors here. In addition, they're working outside of playing and school. So there's so much going on. And the reason why these two teams are here today is really the love of the game.
It's always been one of the more intimate parts of the CUNY Athletic Conference, and Just hearing stories all the time about work-life balance and then athletic balance as well. Lehman looking for the equalizer, far side. Here's Arfel. Arfel trying to cross it, and good defensive effort by Hunter. And they're able to clear it.
Bit of a wayward pass from Kaplan. Let's see if Leman can capitalize. Great turn by Dennis.
The Oliveira. And good step in once again by Christian Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been the unsung hero this first half, I think, defensively for Hunter.
He's been everywhere, especially as a midfielder going against Kowalski and Dennis. Those are two tough opponents who are very ball dominant, and he's done the work defensively.
Leman on the reset, Patrice Ba. Four and a half to play, first half.
Eldon 2-on-1.
And it is Arfel with the step in. Eldon still working hard and a whistle.
And this is where things start to get chippy. Both teams want this game so bad. It's been very physical so far. And we'll see if we get any cards before the first half, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do.
Yeah, you really don't want any unnecessary bookings, especially with the game of this magnitude. Well, out of play and a substitution for Leman as Ian Lanter, the freshman from Mayapack, comes on.
Number 18,
One who usually
Ian
comes in the last
Lanter
15
is
minutes
into
of
the
each
game for the
half. A
Leman
hard-nosed
College
player,
Lightning.
very physical, takes good shots, 4 points on the season because he's got 2 goals.
Lanter replaces number 17, Rene Lopez.
Lopez to the bench for the Lightning.
And for Lopez, they want to save him so that they can use his sporadic speed in certain instances, especially on that right-hand side.
Yeah,
their best chances of the game so far was when Lopez was crashing in from the right and collided with Matthew Heimowitz.
Lanter coming on, and immediately that header going over the crossbar.
Well, that's a good sign for him if he wants to continue and try and make a bigger impact on this game. Leman already down a goal in this half. Something that Bradley Espejo has been doing a lot is running. He's been running, and that's been the case for these last couple playoff games. So some of his passes have been a little wayward, and that's how Leman are on this counter.
Muhammad Ali Segota trying to get the cross, can't do so. Kowalski. Top of the box, and Espejo sends it straight up in the air.
Yeah, and once again, that's how he's been clearing them recently. Instead of trying to get the ball out, he's been clearing it with the outside of his foot, causing it to have a little bit of backspin and not go as far as it does high.
Segota, whistle before the throw. Hunter possession with 2 minutes to go in the first half. In front, looking for the equalizer. Agumon, shot deflected. At least we thought it was deflected, but they say goal kick for Hunter. Boy, Alexander Agumon, the freshman, looking for his 5th goal of the year and trying to tie the game late in the first half.
Yeah, he's been a two-time game winner and has gotten a player of the week already. He scored against Hunter, the game winner, earlier in the season at Leman. Good turn by Espejo.
Espejo chips in front. Kaplan trying to track it down. Centered, Linda knocks it down. And then cleared out by Leman. Off the shoulder of De Oliveira.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Leman looks to push. 50 seconds and rolling, first half.
Rodriguez wanted to play it forward, and Eldon wasn't quite making the run. Eldon's been getting these minutes after Ben Avakuk got the assist to put Hunter ahead. We will probably see Avakuk to start the second half.
Hunter with a race against the clock. Here's Kaplan. Kaplan to the net, disrupted, and Barajas picks up the loose ball. Now let's see if Lehman can put something together.
9,
Countdown is on.
8,
Sent far
7,
side to Kowalski into a
6,
double team. Headed back to
5,
Heimowitz,
4,
and that's going to do
3,
it. 45 minutes in the
1.
books.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the
that's the end of the
6th-seeded
first
Hunter
half.
Hawks
The
with a
score.
1-0 lead
Lehman College.
over
The
Leman.
Hunter College Hawks won.
Thanks to their counterattack, Ben Avakuk able to hook up with Abdullah Al-Maghrabi for this beauty. The Hawks are soaring. They lead at 1-0 after one on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quinn's up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Wins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Get ready for the start of the second half. Hunter with a 1-0 lead over Leman. Mascot is abound.
They're looking for a super sub.
Yeah, they're looking for a super. I think you should drug test him. The muscles on him. Those are some pretty big wings for Hunter. By the way, Hunter playing like the stronger team in the first half. They were able to get on the board as it was Ben Avakuk hooking up with Abdullah Al-Maghrabi. Hunter able to defend as well. Let's take another look at the goal, and this is just vintage Avakuk finding the open man.
Yeah, a little bit of a stutter step. We thought he was going to go back post, elected to go on the ground, and Abdullah Al-Maghrabi did the rest with the one-time finish. And for the Hawks, this is the first time that they've been up in a match at halftime since October 19th against Medgar Evers College. And the result pointed in their favor in that game. It was a 2-1 victory as well.
Well, you know that Hunter's going to take the biggest punch against Leman. And so if you are Toma Goshevich and the head coach for Leman, what are you telling your squad as they get ready for the start of the second half?
Move the ball up the field and aggravate the Hawks. They are very close to getting cards after some dangerous challenges in the first half. Keep playing to your game. Try and get the ball into the middle of the field to Ali Sagoba and Kowalski so that they can spray it out towards the wings and bring it back in towards the center.
Make some noise. Hunter fans, make some noise.
Well, as well as Hunter's been playing in the postseason, David, there is a reason why they were the 6th seed. And a lot of it had to do with holding on to late leads. They have been playing from behind mostly, like you mentioned, the only one lead at half. And for Hunter, you can't get complacent here. You still got 45 minutes to go. This is the regular season champs that you're up against. And you know that they're going to come out swinging. And for Hunter, I guess you get excited for the goal, but then you kind of have to tamp down expectations and still treat this as a scoreless game.
Game's not won. We're only halfway through at the moment. And for Leman, they ended up getting a late game winner against the Hawks in the 80th minute when they played them earlier in the regular season in the Bronx. So the Hawks have to not get complacent against this tough Lightning side.
Visibility a lot better for the start of the second half as the sun goes down, lights turning on.
And it worked out in the Hawks' favor. They were going away from the sun, and Leman had to deal with the sun and the haze, and now it's just about even here. No more shades.
And the lights coming on at Varsity Field. As the ball sent across midfield. And the first touch coming from Kenny Ortiz. Grew up right down the street in Bayside and went to Francis Lewis High School. Former Patriot. Played his first college ball at QCC and now playing for Hunter at Queens to try and capture a title for the Hawks, their first since 2010. Meanwhile, for Leman, they're looking for their 5th conference title. Abukar sends it up ahead.
Looking for Avakuk. If he got one touch, he could have been around him.
Kaplan reversing field. Abukar.
Good pressure from Avakuk there. We don't see too much defensive action from him, but when he does challenge, he does like to win the ball.
Slid forward and good defense by Hunter.
Yeah, Sam Benson here to take the throw. He's been switching around the field for the Hawks. He was playing in a 3-back as a center back, then he was playing in a 2-back as a center back, then played out as a right back, a right wing back. He's been all over the pitch. And he's a natural striker too. Kowalski did a good job to hold off at Spejo there to spray it off toward the other side.
Leman, you have to imagine winning the time of possession. Probably 55-45 in that first half, but outshooting Hunter 8-4. 4 shots on goal for the Lightning, 2 for Hunter, but the one that mattered came from Abdullah Al-Maghrabi. As Kenneth Ortiz limping for Hunter and still with it, but we'll keep an eye on number 12 in purple as he scoots it up ahead.
Yeah, Ortiz was out with an injury earlier in the season. He was out for a couple games with his knee, missed Baruch, Medgar, and City College. However, he was back for the playoffs as an aggressive but tactical voice of reasoning in the back line. Here's Kowalski. If Lehman wants to get away with the win. They're going to have to run it through him.
Well, good collective defense from Hunter. Try and send it the other way, and there's Linda. If you were grading in the first half, high marks for Linda on that back line or the center mid position for Nick Info Linda.
Yeah, he's sensational. An All-American type of player. He's sensational at spraying the ball to different parts of the field. He usually drives the ball towards the right wingers or the left wing. And if he doesn't see an option there, he tries to get it in towards the center, towards Ali Segoba and Kowalski, who dictate the offense.
14 total fouls on the evening. 9 fouls called against Hunter, and the remaining against Leman. No bookings yet, yellow or red. Abukar.
Good step by Abukar.
Abukar staying with it.
Something that Avakuk brings to the table that is a little different from Salil Eldon is technicality with the feet. Eldon is one of those hold up and play type of players. He likes to use his physicality to the best of his degree, 6'3" and stacky build. But Ben Avakuk a little bit slimmer, still tall at 6'2", but definitely likes to play with the feet, do a little bit more fancy footwork as well. Here's Rodriguez, who usually was sharing set pieces with Espejo. Now he's been taking over some of them.
Sent into the box, headed back. Cameron Dennis was shaken up in the first half, gets a start of the second half. Linda. Arful trying to go over the top. And there's Connor Sullivan again. Robin Sebastian trying to thread the needle, but Leman converges over. Abukar out of play.
Great ball from Kowalski to switch the field.
Sent over the top. Heimowitz is there, and he steps in front of Ian Lanter. Keep it scoreless. It was a question mark all week, the mobility of Matt Heimowitz. But if you were just to show up today and had no idea that he was battling injuries over the last few weeks, you would say he's fine.
And he looks like it. He was in a boot midweek. Some of his teammates said it might have been a little unnecessary. Kowalski looking to turn and play upfield. And that's exactly what Leman want. Avakuk has been getting the ball at the top of the defense a couple times now, but has not found himself with too many options to try and get it forward.
Lanter trying to carve inside. Can't do so. Kaplan. Espejo cues it up ahead. Avakuk in a foot race with Linda, and Barajas calls everybody off.
If I was Hunter, I want to get Bradley Espejo a couple more touches on the ball. We haven't seen too much of him to start out this second half, and we want to get him involved nice and early. This happened in the CCNY game as well. He started out the first half very aggressive, and then at the beginning of the second half, he took it a notch down.
Linda.
Good passage of play by Leman.
Arful. Trying to center in the direction of Lanter. Good defense by Sullivan. And then Sullivan Trying to get that loose ball, but Braitaki starts the defensive effort.
And Sullivan way out of position now finally retreating back to his typical center back position.
Helps when you have the speed of Sullivan to cover so much ground, and you could take a chance, but still get back in your correct positioning.
Yeah, two-sport athlete as an all-star for the track and field team as well. And he's been put in a lot more 1v1 situations this season than he would have liked, especially when he was more so in that back three. Now that they've switched it up to that 4-5-1, he's been getting a little bit more help from his other defensemen. But he's been in the mix as well as a captain. And today not wearing the R-band, but still the third captain on the pitch. Good spray from Linda.
Patrice Ba couldn't hold on to it. Lancer. Abukar had a foot in there. Muhammad Ali Sagoda. And then played back. Al McRobbie. And a collision. Cameron Dennis with the takedown.
And a tackle like that right in front of the Hunter fans. They're going to be begging for a card there.
Hunter fans hoping that it's going to be a fun 2 weeks for them. Of course, their women's volleyball team vying to get to the final again.
Yes, semifinals next Thursday, and then the finals will be at the Sportsplex this year, just like last year, the next day on Friday.
And we'll have that final for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Over the top, here's Ben Avacook, trying to keep it from going out of play and cannot do so.
Lehman might want to open up this game a little bit more. Let their midfield get a little bit more involved instead of having the space collapse on them as soon as they get the ball. Hunter's defense is too compact right now for their liking.
Over the top, there's Espejo, still putting it on net. And Barajas is there, and a foul coming, and
seems like just an injury timeout. Somebody just took a tumble. That wasn't called on Espejo.
Yeah, that's Cameron Dennis, who's shaken up again and telling the head referee it's fine. Let's just keep the clock running.
Yeah, he's been taking a knocking here today. He's been all over the pitch, influential in the midfield, playing like both him and his brother all in one. His brother not healthy today for the match.
Number 15.
Yeah, might be shaken up. Looks like a groin injury, but Cameron Dennis, a warrior for the Lightning.
Replaces number 21, Cameron Dennis.
Great job by Kaplan taking advantage of one miscue on a touch.
And tries to force it ahead. Arful. On the counter, Sebastian. And then finds its way all the way through to the keeper in Barajas.
Well, Dan Sinelli has said that his side has been productive and started maturing throughout the course of the season. And with the last two playoff wins, he couldn't be prouder than his side, but he's still waiting for that Cunyac win.
Look at Avacook. Trying to outrace his defender and Taki. Avacook and Taki putting on a defensive clinic as he escorts it over to Barajas. A congratulatory shove afterwards. See the intensity ratcheting up for these two. Sent far side. Flag is up. Offside.
Oh, it was Jordi Vargas who just got called off. But that's the exact type of ball that Leman wants. Those long diagonals over the top. They had Sam Benson backpedaling, and that's exactly where you want the Hunter defense.
Heimowitz. Over to Vargas, the sophomore from University Heights. Moved to the right back position. Someone who just came out of nowhere, very skillful. Holds the ball for Leman. Can get up in the air, uses his body well. Good safety valve to have off the bench. Abukar in the direction of Lantar.
See, that's what Leman like to do. Spray the diagonals. If they don't win it, win the second ball and keep the ball forward.
Ali Sagoda feeds it ahead. Lantar takes a shot, and Heimowitz gets in front of Sagoda to end the threat. Boy, Leman knocking on the door, not able to push through.
Yeah, Heimowitz is solid out of the back. Ortiz, a veteran in defense, was still right there. He was ready for it.
Ball coming to the near side, and it's Adam Kowalski. Sophomore from Frank McCourt High School. Sagoda. On the ball, long shot, save, Heimowitz. McLean Obia coming off the bench. And a save for Heimowitz to keep Hunter in front.
Yeah, it was a shot that Heimowitz wasn't quite expecting. Ended up getting there in the end and covering it. But placed a little differently, it could have been a whole new ball game.
Or check that. That's Rahman Abdulair wearing number 15. Usually wears number 5 regardless. Here comes Hunter, and Barajas is there.
Wayward pass from Espejo.
Sagoda. In front, dangerous ball. Lancer, shot blocked. Rebound comes out. Sagoda, wide to the left.
And half of Leman falls to their knees at the sight of that going wide. Sullivan was there at the start, hit it with his behind, and then it fell so cleanly.
Let's take another look.
He got in behind of Sullivan. It took a weird bounce, hits it with his butt, and then it deflects out.
And for the Lehman Lightning,
Agmayang can't quite get it on target.
Amir Gado.
Argument looking for his 5th goal of the year.
Well, the Hawks taking a little bit of a different look now. Leo Kaplan has come out of the game, and Salil Eldon has come in. That moves Ben Avakuk over towards the left. Eldon is up top. We'll see if Espejo kind of plays a right wing position or if Avakuk kind of drops as a left mid.
Sagoda and Salil Eldon, who just checks back in. Whistle on a sub. And finally, Joe Adamola Openswa was able to check back in. Dislocated his finger earlier. Was sent off to go through a concussion protocol by the head referee, and now is back onto play. With under 29 minutes to play in regulation. Gabriel Arfel to the bench. Eldon and Taki come together. And Taki landing hard on his elbow.
Yeah, hopefully he is all right. It looks like he's just a little shaken up. That happens a lot when people go against Salil Eldon, who's just a big bopper. As you see it here, looks like he just got hit in the hip, and that's what he's holding. Might have gotten the wind knocked out of him just a little bit. And now you see him limping off, trying to walk it off and see if he can continue.
We'll keep an eye on him for the rest of the contest. Hunter ball.
Ortiz calling everybody off.
Whistle. On the high boot from Segota.
Good ball into Espejo, but took a faulty touch. Yeah, Espejo is going to be very much missed in the Hunter lineup. He's told me that one of his favorite things that he loved about being a Hawk was taking the vans to Randall's Island every morning at 8 a.m. for practice.
Here's Muhammad Ali Segota. And Heimowitz makes the save. Couldn't have got a better shot off for Segota. They've been trying to get him in 1v1 situations, and Heimowitz able to cover up.
Yeah, for Ali Segova, he's been one of the people that Tomagojevic has been relying on to score, and he's been coming through on multiple occasions. He scored 2 goals in the semifinal win over Brooklyn.
Eldon dropping it off Espejo. Linda stepping in. Espejo gets tossed to the ground, but how about the diligence of Espejo to keep it alive? And eventually Linda winning the battle and gets it over to Vargas.
For Espejo, it's all about heart. It's all about the love of the game. He's probably going to end up coaching in his future.
Here's Lancer. He's onside. Ian Lancer taken away. Good defensive effort by Kenny Ortiz.
Now that's just a hustle play by Kenny Ortiz. You can see how much he wants it. He's a champion over at Queensboro Community College and looking to do the same here with the Hawks.
Vargas flips it in. Lehman trying the bicycle kick, but it's not going to work for Hamid Gatto, the junior from Ghana.
Well, there's something about this Hunter side that tells me that they have a lot of grit. Like some of the other CUNY teams as well, they have to travel to practice every day at Randall's Island. And taking a van at 8 a.m. to go to practice and then have your day with classes and work and whatever else you have going on. It shows a lot about your character, and showing up every day and just wanting to be here is really evident with this Hawks side.
It's one of the beauties of being a Cunyac student athlete. How much sacrifice that's given up to not just play the game that you love, but also stay eligible, because it is a full-time job to be a student athlete, and then some of them have close to full-time jobs as well. And then pursuing an education, never that easy. Here's Hilaire in the direction of Kowalski. Kowalski, the sophomore, sends it in the box, headed out. Ortiz with the clear momentarily. Ba. Good slide tackle. Up and slow. Good clear there by Robin Sebastian.
Yeah, and that was a dangerous tackle on the slide as Abdullah Maghrabi is down at the moment.
Coming to the near side, Muhammad Ali Segota sends the cross, chipped up. Abukar trying to box out Segota. Segota knifing inside. And a goal kick.
And Ortiz just wanted that ball, showing his strength, and the Hawks win a goal kick. However, you can't rule Lehman out. They've been playing in the Hunter half for quite a while. You can almost sense that something is brewing. The Hawks have been having more trouble building out of the back, electing to go longer now.
Look at the last 5 champions. Baruch winning last year, Lehman a couple of years before. I mean, this has been Baruch's conference since 2018. You look at that 2019 John Jay team, and you see a lot of Hunter in that team. It's a gritty team, was a 6th seed, knocked off the top 2 teams, won in PKs in the semifinals. Hunter won in PKs in the quarterfinals. But either way, it was just a team of destiny. John Jay won at Brooklyn, and now Hunter looking to win at Queens. Here's Segota inside. Lanter, a shot and a save! Highway robbery as Heimowitz keeps the shutout intact.
Wow, that is a missed opportunity for Leman. If that ball was a little bit further down, it might have been a better chance, especially at that close range.
Lehman ratcheting up the intensity, although they've been pretty much cranking at a 9-10 since the start of the half. Under 22 minutes to play in regulation.
Good passage of play, but a handball.
Let's take a look at that save again and how close Lehman was to tying it up at 1.
Yeah, ball from Kowalski, ball over the top, and then takes the bounce. And we weren't sure if it was going to be Lanter or Ali Sadoba, but instead just way too close to the keeper for their liking. Want to try and keep that ball down, let it fall. And David, scoot it past.
Yeah, and it looks like one of those balls where if you hesitate, if you're Lanter, you don't know that Segota's right behind you, and you'd rather get a shot on goal in that situation than hope that somebody is flanking you.
Yeah, 100%. There's been chances like that before, but in that sort of situation, your eyes light up.
Here's Avakuk, ball on a string. Ben Avakuk, one of the leading goal scorers for Hunter. Matching up with Butrius Ba, and Ba able to get some separation. And this Lehman suffocating defense is able to clear. And some extracurriculars down the field. Head official having to hold back some Lightning players as the chippiness comes aboard. Openswo. Remember, he dislocated his finger earlier in the game, and I have to imagine that he's probably dealing with some frustration there. These two teams, I don't think, are going to be sending each other holiday cards, especially in this championship match, and you just want to have cooler heads prevail.
No, 100%, and he's upset with the challenge that Al-Maghrabi made, especially after he was the one that put in the challenge earlier that he was looking for a card for. We've also seen that Ahmed Abukar and Abdullah Maghrabi have switched wingback positions before. I don't know if we'll see it here tonight.
Abdulair trying to reverse field. And now comes near side to Vargas. Kowalski. Far side of the 18. Gets down for Openswo. Trying to hook up with Abdulair, but nothing going. Kowalski, little flick.
John, you see how deep that Hunter is playing right now? They sense that an opportunity is coming. And they're just trying to eliminate any threats.
Avacook trying to work around Gatto. Lehman on the counter. And a Lehman free kick.
Yeah, what? Rodriguez was the one who relinquished the foul that time. And for Lehman, they're going to try and load up on the back post and see what they can deliver. Dennis is usually the one on free kicks, but he is out at the moment. It's going to be Ademola Aponsanwu.
Sent into the box. Kowalski. There's 3 defenders on him. Good defensive read by Hunter. Jordy Vargas. Vargas to cross. Kowalski. Goes right into a Hawk wall.
Yeah, Leman just trying to get something away. And in that situation, you want to work it out towards the wings to try and get in a better ball than just sending in shots from outside the 18.
Here comes Hunter. Salil Eldon. Loses his footing. Over the top. Here's Taki. Right Taki. Shot up as well. And Heimowitz. Range is over.
Yeah, Taki had his number with Sullivan chipping it right over him. And if he could get to it quick enough, could have possibly had a shot on goal.
Ball skittered all the way through.
Yeah, Leman is trying to play those balls through in between the center backs as the striker drifts from one to another to try and create some confusion. So far, the Hawks have been able to manage.
Looks like Salil Eldon really shaken up. Holding his right calf.
And it looks like he may be coming out. He came out against City College with an apparent injury, I think, to that same foot. He ended up coming back in and scoring another goal, however.
And then after the stoppage of play, Adam Kowalski of Leman takes a tumble and now is walking off.
Both teams have been going at it
Number 17,
for
Renee
quite a while
Lopez
now.
will enter the game for the Lehman Lightning.
And they've been trying to give it their all, but Adam Kowalski leaves frustrated. He hasn't been able to create as much as he's been able to during the regular season and during other games in the playoffs.
So Kaplan checks in for Hunter, and on the other side for Leman, they're going to get Renee Lopez back. Both injured players coming off with 16:40 to go in regulation.
And it seems like this is a little bit more of a natural shape for Hunter. They're playing with 2 natural strikers in. Ben Avacook moved over to the left. Now he goes back up top as Sullivan skews the clearance.
Headed in front. Flag is up, offside. Heimowitz, for good measure, though, keeps it out of the cage.
Yeah, Heimowitz has been sensational. He has won championships before, not at the collegiate level, however. He did in Long Island.
Yeah, he's from Great Neck North, and Dan Sinelli, also a Long Island guy. It was interesting. Sinelli had remembered watching him when he was in high school, and Heimowitz ending up going to Plattsburgh. Then Sinelli got the job at Hunter and found out that Heimowitz was already here. And so he says, hey, I remember that kid that showed out in the Long Island Championship, and he was very happy to have him on board here at Hunter.
Yeah, he definitely lucked out in that situation. They both were excited at the opportunities. They haven't been able to make the most of it so far, but hopefully they're looking for a win here today.
Jesus Hernandez has entered the game for the Lightning.
Jesus Hernandez comes on for Lehman Lightning. Near side to Vargas, but miscommunication and a turnover.
Abukar just clearing that forward. That's something that he did in the majority of the City game, but that was because he had received a knock on his left leg. So he couldn't move forward as agile and as quickly as he would have liked to. But at this point, I think it's out of desperation, under 15 minutes left.
Here's Linda. Off to Ba, and eventually Hadim Gatto. Gatto, long shot. Wide to the right.
Looks like it took a deflection on the way. Lehman looking to go quickly, possibly.
But then was slowed down.
And now they'll send their All-American forward. In Nakinapo, Linda.
And Cameron Dennis to take the corner. Dennis swings it. Over Linda, knocked down. You're right, it was in the direction of Linda, but Linda just whiffed on it. Lancer. Ba. Cameron Dennis. Far side to Abdulair.
Oh, and this is just hard from Espejo.
Here's Bradley Espejo. 2-on-2. Espejo launches, and he scores! A golazo from Bradley Espejo. 2-0 Hunter.
I was thinking in my head, he's going to have a go. He's going to have a go. He's been known to try and chip a keeper in the past. That time just wins the ball straight out of heart. Gives a look up at Baraja, saw that he wasn't quite there and said, let's have a shot. Places it in the top corner and gives the Hawks a 2-0 lead. There might not be another player in the Cunyac Conference that loves the game more than Bradley Espejo. It's all about the love for the game. It's everything to him.
Now the long shot from Leman, and Heimowitz is able to pluck it out of the air.
Both with Bradley Espejo and the rest of the Hunter College team, they've had ups and downs on and off the season, and they've finally been able to piece it all together. And they now sit with a 2-0 lead.
You want to talk about a deke. He fooled everyone in the stadium, and it looks like he was just going to send it wide, and Barajas just looked up and found it in the top right corner.
100%. And something that he's told me in the past is that what gives him energy is seeing his teammates go for those 50-50 balls, go and play with the same sort of heart and passion that he has. And in that situation, he just sees it from his team and says, all right, let me help you guys out. Boom, 2-0. Before the game, Bradley said, history tells me that I shouldn't be confident. But he was, regardless. They haven't won against Lehman in quite a while, but the odds are pointing in their favor at the moment.
Named the captain of the team, one of the captains of the team, 3/4 of the way through the season last year. And you could make the argument, scoring one of the biggest goals of the season so far just a few minutes ago. Ben Avacook, he's onside, chips it, and scores! The Cinderella team continues.
I said, wow. Goals within just a few seconds of each other. Ahmed Abukar, an absolute beauty of a ball. Barajas is outside of his net, and Ben Avacook knows what to do with the rest. A goal and an assist for the Nassau transfer. And he's looking to help Hunter finalize these last 10 minutes or so into a Cunyac championship. And you can see it there. Ben Avakuk, 7 goals on the season, most total points in the conference now after the goal and the assist today. And wow, he's just been sensational for the Hawks.
He and Espejo both scoring. And Hunter now 11 minutes and 24 seconds away from going to the NCAA tournament and hoisting their first Cunyac crown since 2010.
Well, John, for a little while, it looked like Hunter was getting a bit complacent.
Well, they're not out of the woods yet. Defensively, there's a shot blocked. Leman knocking on the door, and then Taki gets blocked twice.
It seems like all the seniors are doing their part here in order to get this Cunyac championship. That time, it was Connor Sullivan, as it looked like they were in on goal, and he made a crucial stop. Between Heimowitz, him, and Espejo, they've all been doing the work. Something that Hunter does a very good job of is using the momentum, scoring within 2 minutes. This isn't the first time that this has happened. Ben Avakuk has gotten a hat trick in 3 minutes. So they know how to use 1 goal to turn it into 2, and sometimes more.
And it's going to be interesting how they approach the final 10 minutes. Do they keep their foot on the gas? Do they defend? Or, opt to keep Leman off the board? Leman fighting hard. Segota, nowhere to go. Throwing for the Lightning. Final 10 minutes to go in the second half.
Well, you can't rule out Leman at any point. They have the ability to put goals in the back of the net at will. So Hunter wants to keep the clean sheet.
Substitution for Leman is Dalton Charlton, the freshman from Pelham Prep.
Dalton Charlton, number 14, has entered the game for the Lightning.
Vargas, deep throw. Linda, out of play.
Well, for the rest of this game, it's just going to be about composure for the Hawks, and for Leman, it's about putting pressure on. They don't want to try and force up random shots, try and get as close to the goal as they possibly can and give themselves good opportunities. But at this point, Heimowitz looks unstoppable in the net.
Hunter on the counter. Al-Megrabi trying to throw it in the direction of of Kaplan. Sent over the top. Robin Sebastian. You can start to hear the Hunter bench saying, get the ball in the corner, try and waste as much time as you can. With 8 minutes to go and a 3-goal advantage.
And occasionally when you try and do that, you just slow your level of play down, and that's not what Hunter want to do. They want to keep the intensity up to not let any ins for Leman.
Hunter looks to curl it. Comes back out, Abakar. And then just shanked it.
Hawks have a chance to put the complete nail in the coffin. Their set piece formation sending up their center back. It'll be Rodriguez to deliver.
Christian Rodriguez. And Barajas. Easy play. Hunter once again trying. Barajas in there. A whistle as the ball was in the air. A yellow card is out.
And it was Benson who was fouled down there. And this is more so the type of thing that you want to do if you're Hunter. Get the ball in position, try and win some free kicks, and then you take the time off the clock. Don't try and just run into the corner and waste the time that way.
See if we see anything on the replay. Looking for a foul here.
Yeah, ball goes over to Benson. He takes a touch back, and it just looks like he got clipped on the leg as he was trying to deliver the cross inside.
Yeah, Ian Lanter called for that. Shot lasers over the goal.
Lucius Barr receives a yellow card, the 83rd minute of play for
Abraham Kone comes on for Leman. Kone, the freshman from Leman High School, good size and speed. Hasn't gotten a lot of minutes, but looking for him to step up. And final 6 minutes to go. Hunter up by 3.
Benson held on to him for just a little bit too long there, even though the ball was getting out of play. A freshman mistake from the fullback.
Shot coming from just outside the 18.
The angle was not in Lehman's favor for a shot, but they tried to get a cross off, just skewed it just a bit.
Vargas to Charlton. Avacook.
And I was thinking that Avacook might have gotten a yellow in that situation for holding on a little too long, but Hunter hasn't been shown any cards.
It's been a long road for this Hunter team. Of course, we mentioned Dan Sinelli getting the job right before the pandemic, but someone that has had to battle his own struggles coming on. And Zach, I know you got a little bit more on that as Hunter just trying to clear it from Vargas.
Yeah, Dan Sinelli was a former Division I player at Fairleigh Dickinson University. He got to play in some incredible games, including the Madrid Cup in 2001, but his playing career was cut a little short because he was diagnosed with cancer. Once he was diagnosed with cancer in his late 20s, he had to stop playing and then turned his focus towards coaching. He started taking online classes and doing what he could to get his certifications. So he was supported by his network. He was telling me about his wife, his kids, and all the doctors. He was at Cornell Sloan Kettering working on himself there, getting some surgeries done as well. And then he started going into coaching. He was always doing stuff at the youth level, ended up making his way to Bronx Community College, where he had a blast in the Cunyac Conference, decided that he wanted to really stay in the Cunyac. He liked the type of players that he was getting and the characters that he saw. He ended up getting the job at Hunter, and he won Coach of the Year last year, was knocked out in the first round of the playoffs against Baruch, and, well, they're up 3-0 here in the final with 3 minutes left.
It's just one of those great storylines that you could only get in the CUNY Athletic Conference, and it's just good to see Dan Sinelli working hard to achieve his dream job, and now his team looking to accomplish a few dreams of their own.
And for Dan, it's really all about the love of the game. Soccer is really everything to him. He thanks his wife and his kids for, allowing him to come and coach this team, spend a little bit more money on a nanny so that he can, take care of his kids. And he really loves being here. And the passion that he shows for the game exudes into his players. And he believes that that's why this team shows so much grit, because he possesses that as well. And truly just a remarkable guy. He does a lot in, children's soccer, trying to give opportunities for New York City kids who just want to play the game and maybe don't have the funds to do that. So giving them opportunities with clinics and playing with club teams. Club soccer has gotten to be very expensive, and he just does all that he can for really the love of the game.
Heimowitz comes over, pounces on top of it. Final 100 seconds to go for Hunter. Up ahead, Ava Cook, a chip. Wide to the left. Hunter crowd starting to feel it. Great atmosphere all evening. Traveling from 63rd and Lex and a minute away from moving on to the NCAA
1 minute
tournament.
Remaining in the second half.
Sent over the top. One last guess for Leman. Hunter clears. Final 30 seconds to go. Cross near side. Sent aside, up the field, 20 seconds to go. Avacook battling for position. But that's Cameron Dennis keeping it away.
10,
the countdown
9,
is on.
8, 7, 6.
It's been a long
5,
15 years,
4,
but the Hunter
3,
Hawks are back on top. 2024 Cunyac champions. This dream season continues.
The number 6 seed makes it all the way back to the Cunyac Championship, and the underdogs, the Underhawks, win it.
Congratulations to Hunter. They're moving on. We'll step aside. We'll speak to our players of the game when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quinn's up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Queens College for the first time since 2010, Hunter is moving on to the NCAA tournament. I'm here with our players of the game, Matt Heimowitz, Bradley Espejo, and Ben Avacook. Ben, what has gotten into the Hunter Hawks these last 2 weeks?
I think we started off slow. We overcame many obstacles during our season, many injuries. The one thing I can tell you is that us being the 6th seed, it came through because we knew we were the underdog coming into every game. Nobody expected us to win, and we fucking did it. We did it.
And, you know, you guys did a good job getting up the field. Take me through that first goal. You were able to find Al McGravi, and then he was able to finish, and then you score your goal later in the game.
I just picked up my head. I saw both the defenders went deep in the box, and I saw Abdul in the top of the box, and just played him in, and good finish from him. So nothing but praising for the guys because we worked hard for this, and we deserve it.
Bradley, what does it say about the makeup of this team? 6th seed in all, coming all the way to Queens against the regular season champs, and you're able to knock them off.
Honestly, it says a lot. This has a lot to do with the power of friendship. You know, like Ben said in the beginning, nobody thought we were going to win, but in the end, playoffs started. We all banded together like brothers, and it shows on the field. You know.
Take me through your goal because it looks like you kind of deked everybody out, and then you put it in the back of the net.
I know. I mean, I usually I get anxious in those moments, you know, and I try to find that through ball with Ben or what's his name, Leo. But I remember just thinking coach in my head, and he said, "Bradley, that's yours. Like once you're in that final third, take the shot." And I took the shot and it went in.
Matt, I know that everyone was being coy and they weren't sure if you were going to play in this match. I feel like there was no doubt that you were going to play, but how much of an inspiration have these two been and then kind of able for you to lock it down in net?
Yeah, I mean, seeing guys at practice, you know, it's not easy. Most of us commute. We're not living near school, everything like that. We're at practice 7 o'clock. You know, guys are waking up 5 o'clock. Games before, we're getting back late. But just having guys at practice and that commitment, just me getting a little injury, that's not going to stop me from playing with these guys who are doing way worse than I am to get to practice. You know, working, they're taking care of their siblings. They got homework, jobs, class. Like this is nothing. This is just a reward for all of that during the season.
All right, guys, I'm going to let you go celebrate. Congratulations.
History! 15 years! Let's go!
They're excited. Congratulations, guys. And we're going to carry the ceremony now as well.
Fans, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the players. Gabriel Arful, Buttress Ba, Nalikanfo Linda, Rahman Abdulhair, Daniel Morales, Mirko Vukan, Rashid Sharif, Alexander Agimang, Brandon Dennis, Bright Taki, Alberto Laura Garcia, Hamid Gado, Adam Kowalski, Dalton Charlton, McLean Obioha, Victor De Oliveira, Renee Lopez, Ian Lanter, Joseph Aremola Opensanwu, Cosmas Fertita Bautis, Cameron Dennis, Miheza Abidi, Mohammed Ali Sagoba, Amadou Konye, Ibrahim Konye, Jordi Vargas, Jesus Hernandez, Andres Barajas. The coaching staff, Toma Gosevic and Zoran Milojevic. Ladies and gentlemen, the regular season champions and this year's runner-up. A nice round of applause for the Lehman College Lightning. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 CUNY Athletics men's soccer champions, the Hunter College Hawks. They went from 6-1, and they are this year's champions. Congratulations. Come and pick up your hardware.
I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that best stop, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five.
And here to present the award with Mr. Michael Sporton is Ms. Terry Wansar, the athletic director from Hunter College.
With OG at a Yankee game that made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee King. You should know I'm playing.
And now let's meet the players.
But I got a gang walking with my
Marcus De Pompey,
will be selling Africa been by the home of the hip hop. Yellow cap, gypsy cap.
David Zlobinski,
Like they forgot how to add 8 million stories.
Marwan Ehwad,
Half of y'all won't make it. Me, I got a plug special and I got it made.
Jonathan Bravo,
3 dice CeeLo, 3 card Marley,
Samuel Benson,
Statue of Liberty,
Kevin Velez,
I'm from the Empire State.
Robin Sebastian, Abdul Maghrabi, Nabil Esafi,
Welcome to the bright light, baby.
Matalin Napo, Leonardo Kaplan, Aiden Vera,
Lights is blinding, girls need
Christian Rodriguez,
Lights is blind with casualties.
Rafael Villaacres,
Don't fight the apple eve, caught up in the in crowd. Now you're
Connor Sullivan,
involved with your skin out. City of sin is a pity on the wind.
Kenneth Ortiz,
Filled with them, mommy took a bus trip. Now she got a bus out.
Ben Abakuk,
Just like a bus route. Hail Mary to the city, you're reversed.
Ahmed Abukar,
When the church came here for school, graduated to the high.
Salil Eldon,
Took it to the limelight. Empty and made, got your
Bradley Espel,
sleep ready, slip you an Emmy.
Musa Feseru. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Rangers have Shesterkin and Quick. The Hunter College Hawks have number 38, Max Siganitsky, and number 1, Matthew was pitching the shutout, making the 8x24 look like 8 inches by 24 inches tonight. Congratulations to the Hunter College Hawks.
David Horn, for the first time in 15 years, the Hunter Hawks are going to the NCAA tournament, and you could see this brewing from a mile away. This Cinderella story continues.
Number 6 seed, you just have to feel great for Dan Sinelli and the rest of the Hawks here. Seniors Bradley Espejo, Salil Eldon, Kenneth Ortiz, Connor Sullivan, Robin Sebastian, and the rest of the crew, Matthew Heimowitz included. They put in so much work into this program, and they finally have the result to show its worth.
We'll wait for the selection show later this week. You can get all your updates on CUNYathletics.com and HunterCollegeAthletics.com as well. They will have the information there. So congratulations to the Hunter Hawks. Moving on to the NCAA tournament. Well, it's been a long day of soccer, and finally the soccer season comes to an end in the CUNY Athletic Conference. And for our entire crew here at Queens College, this is John Perez saying so long. This has been a presentation of Cunyac Men's Soccer on the Varsity Media Sports Network.